Hello Aquarius, this is your extended reading. The cards that are here for your extended Aquarius are showing me a slightly different image from the first part because, when I was talking about the tower being a wall with this waterfall, it's like there is water coming from this this upper side of the top side of the doorway, right? As in like creating this curtain of water. And I said that it had no circular shape, but really I feel like there is a shift, because I feel like once you cross it, once you find that the path was always leading to this junction that is curved, it's like this 2D flat wall gains depth. Is like you have a new perspective, which is more three-dimensional, and I want to say even four-dimensional with the cards that are here, because now you're crossing this path, you're crossing this doorway, which feels like this portal of love. It's like this waterfall filter, right? This wall of water that is this doorway, and it's leading you towards, it's like, although you're coming, from a straight, I want to say, from your perception, it's like you were walking on a straight line. Really, you were walking towards a curved path that would always lead you to this point. But this point, actually, once you do cross this filter, this water portal, it's like your perspective shifts. It's like you're not looking forward anymore, you're looking down. So it's like when you cross this tower portal, it's like you fall into a well. So this is actually really, really interesting, because it's like you can fly over the tower because of this Four of Pentacles. So what I was seeing, it's like these Four of Pentacles were giving me the impression that it's like now you're able to perceive this top view of the tower. So instead of feeling like it's only a wall, a two-dimensional wall, it's like you can see from above that it has depth, that it has like a circular or a squared shape. So it has three dimensions, but also it has this, it's like going down a well, or it's like throwing a pebble inside a well and waiting for the sound to come, right? It's like it's so deep underneath that you cannot see the end of it, or you cannot see the start of it. And this is so interesting, because I've never seen the Empress as, being this this really deep path, this vision of looking into the distance and losing sight of where it all began. But also now here, it's like not only where it begins, it's like you lose sight of where it ends too, or where it goes from where you are, right? So it's like you're looking down into this well. And so with these three cards, so after the Four of Pentacles, we have the Ten of Wands, the Nine of Wands, and the Magician. And we also have the Eight of Wands, but I cannot hold everything all at once. So we'll get there. But it's like this is showing me like a top view. It's like a perspective from above, looking inside this well, right? It's like you're stepping into the well. You didn't know that there was a well. It's like you just crossed this this portal of water, this doorway made of water that felt like, it's almost like scrying. It's almost like turning your perspective to this forward motion into this flying perspective, right? And so this is the reason why I'm talking about the way that I want to see this, that I'm actually seeing it, it's like this going down. It's like throwing a pebble inside this well, and it falling and falling and falling and falling. And this magician here is well, the image that I'm seeing, it's like this black hole. It's like you don't know where the end of it is. You have no idea where this pebble that you threw just to see how deep it was, where it's going, or if it's going to reach the end at some point. It's like there is this big question mark with the magician. It feels like there is this eternal falling. But it seems to me like, even though, and it's interesting because I feel like this is an experience that, as I said, it's not only three-dimensional, but because of the Four Pentacles here, it's like from the 3D, you have now this other perception of the fourth dimension, which is time, because of this falling that never ends. It's like you thought that, you know, this well would reach, at some point it would reach the bottom, but really, because of this magician, it's like there is no end. It's like it's ever falling. It's ever so it's ever flowing. It's actually how it heard, but I wanted to use the word falling, but what I heard was ever flowing. But this is the interesting thing. It's like I feel like when you have this shift in perception that you're seeing this well from above, it's like you throw something that is external to you, right? Like a pebble or a stone or whatever it is. But you're still looking from above and trying, it's like you're making the most amount of effort to really see. And you know, because we have these two wands in the middle, and then we have one here, it's like you can only see so far. When it's still, you know, when it's still at a point where you can perceive where the stone is, it's like there is a sense of understanding this falling, this movement. But then when it gets to a point where it's like just a tiny little dot out in the distance, right? It's like you lose sight of this. It's like time shifts, right? And it falls into this black hole of magic, of unknown, of true unknown. It's like there is nothing that you can hold on to here. There is, it's like there is, this magician is very, it's like there is, if you are here looking down onto this tower, onto this well that feels very solid, when you shift this perception because you're testing how deep this well is, it's like all of the solidity that you are standing upon is like it loses matter. It loses actual matter, right? It becomes flowy. It becomes, it's like because of this card here. So the Eight of Wands is showing me the, it's like not the reversal of the path, which in fact, it's coming through a little bit like this, right? Because, well, I'm trying to, you know, not go into the tendency to whether it's like you chose to start here or here. If you reach this point, it's like the natural thing is to continue here, right? Or here. But I'm trying to fight it because I feel like whatever is going on, whatever is happening in this tower, is like the crossing of this waterfall door, this water door. It's like shifting your perception of the 3D and the 4D. And all that was solid becomes very non-solid or non-physical or unknown, unable to put like a exclamation mark, right? With absolute certainty. There is only question marks. There's only doubt. And not only doubt, it's like, it's not even that. It's not that it's blank. It's unknown. right? I don't know how to express that. But because of the Eight of Wands, you know, the limits of the wells that you were seeing, that you could see so far, when it gets to this point of complete darkness and complete unknown, it's like there are no walls. There are no boundaries. There are no limits. There is no need for, it's like the pebble doesn't need, you know, the circular shape or the squared shape of the well to fall in that direction. It's like it's actually hard to explain. It's like the atmosphere, it's like here when it gets to this point, it's like gravity does not work anymore. It's like beyond physics. It's like a realm that it's like the pebble becomes the well. It's like whatever you threw inside becomes it, becomes part of it. It is it. It is what it's like all one. I don't know how to express that, because I feel like when this happens, it's this junction point, and it's like this tendency to go this way, and when it gets to this point, which feels actually like the bottom of the well, right? But it's like reversed. It's like the gravity, if it was pulling you down, it's now bringing you up. So this is actually very interesting. This is the point of juncture. This is the point where the black hole becomes this hole of light. Actually, it's coming through as, you know, the way that it's just, it's like whatever comes on the other side of it is it, and it's not the dark of it. It's part of what it once was, but integrated with this magic, if it makes any sense at all. But with the three cards that are following next, and although, you know, usually I do 2 lines of 3, these 3 cards came together all in, like, it's like this is all one information of this, it's like this coming back to a new path after passing through this water gate. And so we have the 6 of Pentacles, the 2 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Swords. And so it's interesting because, as I said in the beginning, when you were starting off this path as the Page of Swords, it's like you were okay with not seeing the path too far ahead, right? You were okay with only seeing a few steps because it was so beautiful. You just wanted to enjoy it. And there was this sense of innocence in you that it was okay not to know much, right? But because there is this 2 of Pentacles here, and the interesting thing is that with starting with the 4 of Pentacles, it's like you are in the 3D. It's like there is this sense of being embodied, of being in a place that is 3-dimensional, that there is, you know, matter matters, if that makes any sense. Matter matters. But whatever happens that changes the physics of what was thrown into this well that, you know, ends or never ends in a black hole, it's like whatever happens there changes the dynamic of the thing itself, changes its molecules in a sense. It's like it becomes, it's so out there, this message, that I'm actually having a hard time to pull. And so it has to do with matter. It has to do with coming back to being 3D again, to this path that is embodied, that you need to walk with your own 2 feet, that requires this stepping each step with your own body. There is this material side of it, this physical side of it, that is really important, right? It's part of it. But really what the 6 of Swords is talking about is when this reversed change in the particles of this thing that was thrown into the well changes, it's like it's almost like the pebble comes floating again. It's like reverse gravity. It's like it's going upwards and not falling down, right? If here you threw it and you saw it falling down because of how gravity works, once it reaches the bottom, which is not the bottom, it's just the unknown because you cannot see what's on the other side, it's like it reverses the dynamic of the molecules, that it comes back to shape again. It comes back to this 3D form, right? And then it floats. So I don't even know if this is possible, if this is something that, you know, my imagination is just creating, but it is what I'm seeing. It's like this magic reverses gravity and makes whatever you begun. It's like there is this dissolution process that happens when it goes through this black hole of the magician, but it starts with matter and it comes back to matter. But when it comes back, you know, the path forward, each step forward is going to be reversed in a way that gravity is reversed. I don't know if it makes any sense at all, because, you know, being the 2 6s, you know, 6 to me is a number that talks about harmony and something that is stable, that is balanced, but it's also dynamic, right? It has flow. Didn't I say something about it's like, it's not that you're falling, it's you're flowing, right? This state of being ruled by gravity in the beginning, but then when it reaches this point of unknown, of magical darkness, or I don't want to use that word because it could bring to some of you, you know, the connotation of dark magic, which has nothing to do at all. It's nothing like that. It's just that is something that you're not privy to, Aquarius. It's like whatever happens inside this dark hole is beyond your vision. It's like you are not able to perceive it. But it has this shift in the molecules of whatever you threw in there, that it's like this dissolution process, but to come back into matter, it's like to bring things into balance again and to reverse this direction of the movement from going upwards to the bottom of the well, but then going upwards, which is so interesting. It's like going down and then going up. But because of this change in the molecules that really change the body of it, or changes the way that the physical manifestation of it is organized in a very harmonious way. So it's like, it's almost like the rearrangement of the particles are changing the body or changing manifestation, you know. And it's interesting, I didn't even think about it, but the magician is usually associated with manifestation of a new way to create, but it's coming through with the image of this black hole, which is a big question that none of us know the answer, right? Once it goes through this black hole, whatever it is, it's just a big unknown, right? And so what I'm seeing with these 3 cards after this rearrangement, it's like it comes back into matter. There is this new path that, you know, is supposed to be stepped onto, right? To be traveled. These 2 steps are, you know, whatever we saw in the first part, there was this it's like the point of the compass, right? The north of the compass that was guiding you, guiding each step of your path towards this point of conjunction, that now is taking shape again, but it's taking shape in a lighter way, in a more harmonious way, in a more fluid kind of way, in a less dense kind of way. So whatever is going on is almost reversing this logic of gravity. And I have no idea if this is even possible. But you know, relating to black holes, it is really unknown. So who knows? And you know, this is an Aquarius reading. I just have to remind myself this because it feels like this could be the new logic of the age of Aquarius in a sense, right? This reversal of gravity, the reversal of density, even though we are still in this plane that requires a body, that matter matters. So after all of that, and I just saw 2020, let's see what the astrological runes have as a final guidance for you, Aquarius. Okay. Oh, okay. So the rune that came through is Scorpio, but really it has nothing to do with the astrological side of it. Really, what is coming through is the shape of this M, which is this arrow coming to, you know, from the lowest part of it and back up. It's like this, it's this reversal of motion. It's like instead of, you know, climbing the hill and then going back to the lowest part of the valley and then, you know, struggling to come back up and then trying to find yourself, you know, strong enough and holding your ground to really get to the bottom of it, but reaching this endless bottom really with the magician, right, with the black hole. It's like when you reach this bottom part of it, it's like then it reverses. It's like this upward movement that is just so natural and so light and so, and you know, these things are so amazing to me. You know, Scorpio is a water sign, and so this is the water doorway that I was seeing here. It's almost like, and it's also the cleansing that Scorpio provides, right? It's the regeneration of the body, of the mind, of the your psyche in a sense. So this is the reason why you had to cross this boundary. You had to cross this wall of water in order to really, it's like, come to the lowest point of this well to find that it's not really the end of it. It's actually just the beginning to a new way of manifesting, of creating, of building something in this 3D world, right? Which feels so much more, so much easier, right? So lighter. So this is so incredible. I never saw this. This is, it feels like a slide, right? But it's like going down very steep and then going upwards like you're flying. This is so gorgeous, Aquarius. I love it so much. You know, your readings are always so interesting to me. I'm always amazed by it. So I hope this was insightful for you. If it, oh my God, I cannot speak. If it was helpful in any way, I apologize. You know, my brain is already fried with this message. So hopefully it was, you know, insightful for you. Thank you so much for being here. Take care. Bye.